Razorbacks back on the road, leaving today to head to Oxford, Mississippi, and in hopes of picking up their first SEC road win tomorrow evening. Now, the LSU loss, of course, fresh in fans' minds, but let's not forget this team is still 12-2.
And when she gets older, you can take her to Atlanta and show her what Daddy did, right?
Right. That's definitely so.
And we talked about Jimmy Witt, and we've said it. His shot is so funky, Mike, but it works for him, and he was able to shoot those 2 free throws to really seal the deal.
Yeah, when he comes to the line, you just get nervous because he's got that shot-putting move, and you think, oh, no. But, I mean, he's better when it really matters.
He is, and that's experience. Okay, real talk, Mike. That's our three-pointer segment. You got 10 shots from the three-point line. How many are you making?
I'm making them all.
Oh, my gosh. I wouldn't make so I can't even shoot a free throw. So I'm glad that our three-point segment lasts right here.
I got to know Mitch from afar, watching him on Fox 16 do high school coverage. I mean, he had me in tears. I was laughing so hard sometimes with some of his reports. Does that just encompass who Mitch was?
Tara, a really big, exciting game last year when Arkansas was able to go knock off 19th-ranked LSU on the road. What do you remember about that matchup?
Hope Mike doesn't jinx anyone. Okay, I've got Trey Knox, and guys, listen. His last catch was against Mississippi State. It was only for 9 yards. He only had 1 catch that game as well. He has been quiet for too long, only has 2 touchdowns on the season, but he has got to be active again. That's no knock on Traylon Burks, but Arkansas has got to find a way to get both of their freshman receivers in the game and active at the same time. It's the best way to end your week. That is with the Big Trail Show. Thanks for joining us. I'm Alyssa Orange alongside Mike Irwin tonight, and we're going to have some fun, Mike, in what I like to call three-pointers. Isaiah Joe loves them, as do we. We got 3 points to talk about tonight. Yeah, DJ, in this short existence, the Battle Line rivalry has had its memorable moments. However, overall, it hasn't gone the Hogs' way. So let's take a look back at the first 5 years between Arkansas and Missouri.
I need some advice. Okay, so I have worked in the state of Arkansas and covered the program for 6 years. I'm a Florida State alum. What do I do?
Well, you know, I was talking to Jake Owen, who's a country singer, who's a big Florida State guy, and he's so mad he couldn't be here. He was going to come up with me, and I was like, you probably don't want to come because it's going to get ugly. You know, if I were you, I would just stop saying you're from Florida State. Like, we'll take you. Listen, you're good at what you do.
Will you adopt me?
Yeah, you'll be like a puppy. We'll adopt you. Just stop claiming Florida State unless
I did marry an Arkansan, and my son was born in Arkansas. So I'm basically in Arkansas now.
You're 2/3, and that's majority. So if it were an election, you would win.
I've got 2 guys joining me as well. I have Arkansas baseball stats information guru. Is that accurate, Ryan?
It's accurate enough.
Sure.
Yeah.
Ryan Folks in the corner and former Arkansas second baseman Carson Chatty. Guys, thanks for being here. Who is the best driver?
Oh, that's easy.
First of all, he don't drive, so
Right.
You can put me. You can put me.
The best.
You better not put yourself.
Right, the best or the safest?
Well, that should be the same thing.
But what is that? You know, because we really haven't seen it. They've only won, what, 3 games right now? 4 games under Chad Morris, and sometimes we see a little bit of this system. Sometimes we see half of it. Sometimes we see 30%. What is this system? Because I truly feel like this left lane, hammer down, want to go fast. I get that it takes some time to implement it, but we haven't seen anything. So you sit here and you tell Nick Starkville to play within the system. What is the system? Because I haven't seen it consistently to say, oh, there it is. That's what it looks like. Nation Report, Mike Irwin, Drew Ammon will join me in a bit as we break down today's men's basketball game against Ole Miss. But first, let's show you the action. Morgan Freeman in the house to watch this one. He's an Ole Miss fan, but it was Arkansas early. Isaiah Joe from the wing, and it is good to see his shot falling after that LSU game. 10-2 Hogs. Mason Jones down to Adrio Bailey, throws it down. It's now a 6-point lead for Arkansas, but Ole Miss starting to heat up as Arkansas cooled down in the first. Brian Tyree there with 3, and then here he is driving to the basket, throws it down. Ole Miss was up 33-27 at the break. Second half, picking up where they left off. The Rebels' Devontae Shuler gets the jumper to go. It's now 35-27. But don't call it a comeback. The Hogs never out of anything until the buzzer sounds, and Joe hits that 3. That turns into a 5-point play because Adrio Bailey fouled under the basket, hits his 2 free throws, and we are tied at 64. Desi Sills here off the glass and in, tied once again at 68. Then Joe, the steal. Arkansas does it oh so well, straight to the rim. He finished with 34 points, 26-72 or 76-72 the final. An impressive but not surprising comeback from the Hogs on the road today. Let's go to Oxford, Mississippi, and our Drew Ammon.
But I want to come back here at the Pavilion at Ole Miss for Arkansas, getting the 76-72 win. You look at that second half, some of the key moments. You got to talk about that swing there, the 8-0 swing where Arkansas went on that 8-0 run, back-to-back threes from Isaiah Joe, who, by the way, had 26 second-half points. And during that 8-0 run, also 2 free throws from Adrio Bailey as Arkansas moves to 13-2 on the season.
Thought down the stretch, defended, rebounded, and we got shots with players that we wanted taking shots. And then I thought, you know, from a free throw standpoint with the game on the line, Jimmy Witt and Isaiah and Adria, I thought those guys did an incredible job making shots. And you know, 49 points in the second half. I thought we played with some really good pace, and you know, Isaiah put on a show shooting-wise.
Being able to get those steals, I still got to lay up Dizzy, got to lay up. He got a bucket, a real tough bucket at the rim. Plays like that, you know, it just gives us a lot of momentum, and the team, I think, Ole Miss started to wear down, and we could feel that.
Got to look at the stats as well in terms of points off turnovers. 21 points off turnovers for the Hogs, who are now 2-1 in SEC play. Drew Bamman from Oxford.
All right, Drew, thanks. Bringing in our Mike Irwin. A never a dull moment when we're watching a game together with Mike. And Mike, as Drew mentioned, Arkansas with a great comeback off of Isaiah Joe and, of course, carrying the team with 34 points. How do you assess how this team continues to never be out of a game?
Well, it's really strange. They almost play better when they're down, and the farther they're down, they seem to play better. Down 11 points at one point, how do you erase 11-point deficit? Well, you can do it pretty quickly when you have a 4-point play, followed a bit later by a 5-point play. That pretty much takes a big chunk out of that deficit. Ole Miss was controlling Arkansas's offense, especially Mason Jones. They were controlling the dribbler by bumping and forcing you out of kind of the lane where you wanted to go, and it worked for a long time. But the referee started calling that late in the game, and they also started calling some fouls, some push-off fouls going to the lane on the other end. And when that happened, that changed a lot. But you got to give Arkansas credit; they just hung in there, and they keep doing that.
Absolutely, a very impressive win. Arkansas back at home Wednesday, hosting Vanderbilt. For Mike Irwin and Drew Ammon, I'm Alyssa Orange, and that is your Picture on Nation report.
My mom says this is by far her favorite segment. You've taken the spotlight away from me.
Can your mom sign up for the next Football Mom segment?
No,
Maybe at the end of the season.
She's way too dramatic for all that.
Are you sure? I don't know. I'm going to call her. We'll talk. We'll talk. No, I'm excited this week. We talked to Jamario Bell's mom, Helen, and you wouldn't know it now, DJ, but watching Jamario and the game of football was not her favorite.
I hated football. I hated it.
When Jamario Bell was young, his mom Helen told him he could do whatever he wanted. He wanted to play football.
I did not go to his games when he was in 8th grade. I thought maybe if I didn't come to his games that he would quit playing football. But I was wrong, so I missed the whole season of football, actually.
And despite her best efforts, nothing changed in high school.
I would sit in my truck and I would watch it from the end zone, which I had a good view. I would never get out, because I was thinking that the children and their parents would start saying things about your mom, don't come to the game or come in the game. And I was thinking at some point that he still might just quit because I was his mom. But I think at that time he had more love for the football than he did me. So.
Then Helen says she saw the bigger picture and thought maybe this football thing wasn't so bad.
This is what he's going to do, so this be a good way, you know, because he wanted to go to college. And so I said he would be getting 2 and 1. He would be doing, you know, 2 things like he wanted to do.
Jamario wanted to play for his home state, and over the last 4 years, he's had ups and downs, injuries, and position changes. Mom has always been there to support him.
But through it all, I would tell him just stay focused, stay prayerful, keep working hard, you know, and things will work for him.
She's also changed her mind about football.
I love it. Yes, I love it. I love it.
And watches now from the stands.
When I see him go on the field, I be like, yes. Because I know he's going to do the best that he can to make a play, you know, try to help his team win the game.
But her favorite part of Saturday is before the game, seeing Jamario with his teammates at the Hog Walk.
It's like a big face of sun, you know, just pops up on a rainy day. And like you say, he will find me out of all those people. He's going to spot me just like that. And I love wearing his name, his numbers, and everything, so everybody know that's Jamario Bell's mom, you know, proud mom, or whatever.
Despite her feelings in the beginning, watching her son succeed and grow as a young man through the game of football has all been worth it.
From where he's been and to where he's gotten to now. Me being a single parent, so I am so proud of him. Very proud, very proud.
You know, DJ, I didn't tell Mrs. Bell at the time, but she is the inspiration behind this series. Every time that we have gone to the Hog Walk from years ago, I have always seen her with her Bell jersey, all bedazzled. And every time Jamario would come and give her a big hug, specifically, I remember last year at Colorado State, where she singled him out and he came up and gave her a really big hug. So she has been the inspiration behind this football mom story, and it was really great to catch up with her.
My mom's at home crying right now.
Libby Terry Dugan became the first Batgirl in the NCAA.
It was something we just thought we'd add to the program or try to, you know, create more interest or whatever.
Terry grew up in St. Charles, Arkansas, a daughter of a former baseball player.
I understand the game. You know, I wasn't one of those going, oh, what are they doing now? I understood the game.
A self-described tomboy, Terry was just one of the guys, even if she didn't look like one.
I've just always been different. Except I didn't know I was different.
Sure.
You know.
For 2 years, Libby laid the foundation for what is now the Diamond Dolls.
My job was to, when they got through batting, go pick up the bat, you know, and if they'd had a fun go out there or something, pick that up and just do, you know, if somebody lost a hat, whatever, and probably more than likely distract the other team. Let's just be honest.
And after all these years, she's kept the memories to look back at.
I thought I had burned all this stuff, but I didn't know he was taking. I'm just, you know, I'm just picking up the bats. I'm doing my job, and I'm standing over there like that one of me leaning on the fence. That's where I'm standing because our guys are batting, and that's my job is to get the bats.
You're powdering your nose.
You know, the guy asked, said, would you go powder your nose?
Libby has some stories during her time as a Batgirl, but one specifically stands out.
I get word that I get offered a centerfold in Playboy for $10,000. Now, in 1973, $10,000 was as big as a wagon wheel. You know? I mean, I had a car that was worth $2,000 or something. You know, I mean, I was like, and I thought for a few minutes, and I was like, you know what? I'm Baptist. I'm from St. Charles, Arkansas. My family would die. And I thought it would, I said, you know, that will cheapen the game. You know, because I'm not out here to do that. I'm just out here to be one of the guys. But that was a hard no to say.
$10,000 no.
$10,000 no. Woo! Yes, but I said it.
She said she was never looking for honors or recognition.
It was easy. It was wonderful. It was fun. And so I didn't mean to be breaking a glass ceiling. I just broke it. Because that's what I knew. That was my skill set.
Instead, trying to help build a baseball program and just be involved.
To me at the time, it was just, okay, here's what we're doing. And now I think back and I'm like, wow. I was there. You know, I've gotten to do some really cool stuff, and I didn't really set out to do anything like that. I'm just being me.